Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be doing a lot of run training. I specifically would like to run a certain race in November. I have not decided if I want to try for the 5K or the 10K. I've done a 5K before, but definitely not a 10K. Thankfully, it is in enough time where I would be able to train for it if I wanted to, but we'll have to see. I feel like every time I try to train for a race or do something like this, I either end up getting sick or something happens. So I definitely don't want that, but I might just shoot for the stars and train for a 10K and see where we land. If it's 5K, then that's fine. If I crash and burn and get sick, then maybe try next time. But something else I really want to try that I've not done before are beach sprints. This weekend, I'm going to try to do a little bit of that and see how that goes. Just test it out. Like I said, I've never done it before. And then just get into a normal run training split / run routine. So we'll go through a run routine that looks like for a week, and then also maybe talk about a little bit of nutrition. But just for like a little overview of what I'm thinking the run routine will look like per week, I like to change things up a little bit. So maybe doing 3 days a week or something like that. One day I usually like to do a longer run, so we're kind of pushing my limits in the endurance area. And then another day I might like to do a work on interval running, so like running for a little while, stopping, taking a break, or not stopping but walking, and then running for a little bit more, just kind of doing intervals like that. And then the third type of day that I like to do is training for speed, so that will be more of like the sprints. But yeah, it's going to be fun, so let's get into it. Alright, an update on those beach sprints. They were really hard, of course, because running in the sand anyway is not very easy, much less trying to pick up speed really quickly. So that'd definitely be something, if I had more regular access to the beach, I would definitely want to practice, just because it was really fun and very challenging. But it was cool getting to do that as part of the training for this month. Now, continuing with the other days of training this week, like I mentioned before, there would be like a sprint day, a long run day, and then an interval day. I haven't quite figured out what the best order for it is, but next one we'll do kind of a mix between the interval and sprint. It's also sometimes good to have a little bit of a recovery day in between. So like I did beach sprints a couple days ago. I'll do the interval / sprint training today. So yeah, we'll go out there and do that and see how it goes. For this morning's run, did like 10 minutes kind of interval training, so the main goal was working on endurance and then putting some sprints in there as well. It's like running as fast as possible, max speed. It feels good. All right, nobody tell my sister that I'm wearing her sweatshirt, but I think she ordered it from Amazon, and it is actually, first of all, really comfy, and second of all, really cute because I love the color, and it says Homebody Book Club but it is definitely getting me excited for the cooler weather when I get to basically live in sweatshirts, which is my favorite thing ever. Another thing it reminds me of is rest and recovery and how important that is in a running routine or really any kind of fitness training workout routine that you're doing. So this week I've already done the interval training, the sprints, and then kind of more of a long run as well as some strength training. So I can tell that rest and recovery is now due. So I'm probably going to be doing that a lot tomorrow and just focusing on making sure I don't overdo anything and allow time for all that rest and recovery so that way more training can happen in the future. But I also thought it was a good opportunity to talk about a couple of things. One of them being creatine, mainly because I have never taken creatine before until the past, I would say, couple months, just because I had been a little bit wary of it and didn't know if it actually worked or was effective. But before anyone adds anything to their routine, especially a supplement or a significant change in diet, you always want to consult your doctor and or dietitian. So I'll just be speaking from personal experience, but over the past 2 months, I've seen a lot of benefit and improvement. This is the one that I use right here, the On Optimal Nutrition, just unflavored creatine. So I'll just add it to like breakfast or mix it into things just to make it really easy and accessible. But the way creatine works is it just helps your muscles recover the ATP that it's using in exercise. So it can help you put a little more extra effort into your workouts like sprints or running, or especially when your strength training give you that extra push to do one more rep or work on progressive overload. So I've really noticed a difference in that. And then it will also draw water into your muscles, and so it helps with muscle mass. I have overall had a really positive experience with it and will continue to try to incorporate it into my routine and have definitely seen a lot of benefit for the running as well. But just know that it is a supplement and definitely not necessary. Yeah, and I forgot to mention I'm also doing magnesium at night to help with sleep, and that has actually been really beneficial as well. So yeah, it's really interesting to try out different things and see how they work. But of course, like I said, it might not be for everyone because we're all individuals, so you definitely want to check with a doctor or a dietitian before doing anything like that. Today and the rest of tomorrow is going to be a recovery day. I'm going to go to church, just take it easy, hopefully get some good rest tonight, and then be prepared for a busy weekend of hiking and kayaking and all those fun things. So lots of stuff to come.
Yeah, everybody in the middle.
Pretty tree though. We got back from the trip a little while ago and it was so much fun. Although the zip line was a really short zip line and it wasn't that high off the ground, it was still nice and honestly kind of relaxing to go down. I really enjoyed it anyway. And then archery was also fun. They had the compound bows, which made it easier to pull back on them. And so I know that I've done archery before where it was not a compound bow and it was a lot harder. So this was much more enjoyable. And then there was also canoeing on the lake, which was really nice too because the weather is starting to get a little cooler. But yeah, overall it was a really fun time. But since we're back, we're going to get right back into the run training routine. And so I think the next thing will be a long run and then some sprint work. Wow, look at the sky. So pretty. Shoes got so nasty because it rained earlier. This morning doing some sprints on the fields and a little bit of a long run too. So that's the plan for today. Okay, that is all for this week's run training. I think it went pretty well. I really enjoyed trying the sprints on the beach. Wish I could do that more often because that was pretty challenging. And then I also love doing the interval running and then throwing in a long run as well. So that's 3 days of training a week. Probably for the next week, increase those, but do the same type thing until reaching the goal of 5K or 10K. We'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you wish, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.